Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. Alright folks, today we have some pretty explosive updates coming out of Steelers country, and I know you're all eager to hear the latest. The Pittsburgh Steelers, as many of you already know, are no strangers to bold moves. Over the years, they've built their reputation on a mix of tough, gritty football and strategic roster management. But this offseason, they've really turned some heads. They've made a significant trade that's got everyone talking, and it's not just about adding new players. It's about what this move signals for the team's future, their ambitions, and their quest for that elusive 7th Super Bowl ring. So what exactly happened? Well, in a surprising yet strategic maneuver, the Steelers parted ways with one of their key defensive stars, Minkah Fitzpatrick, the all-pro safety who's been a cornerstone of their secondary. Fitzpatrick, a player known for his ball-hawking instincts, versatility, and leadership on the field, was traded back to the Miami Dolphins. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Why would the Steelers give up such a vital piece? It's a bold move, no doubt, but it's part of a larger plan. Because, in return, the Steelers acquired two talented players who could potentially reshape their roster, cornerback Jalen Ramsey and tight end Jonnu Smith. This move is huge because it signals a clear shift in the Steelers' roster-building philosophy. They're not just looking to patch holes, they're aiming to contend now and in the near future. Ramsey, a former All-Pro and one of the top cornerbacks in the league, brings elite coverage skills, leadership, and a hunger for a Super Bowl ring, just like Fitzpatrick. Jonnu Smith, on the other hand, adds that dynamic, athletic tight end presence that can stretch defenses and create mismatches. But as you might imagine, this trade also leaves some questions hanging, particularly at safety. Fitzpatrick's departure means the Steelers need to fill that spot, and the options are plentiful but competitive. Right now, the free agency market is buzzing with potential solutions. Justin Simmons, the veteran safety from the Denver Broncos, remains unsigned, and he's a name that just keeps popping up in conversations because of his experience, leadership, and proven production. Simmons, at 31, might be considered older in NFL terms, but don't let that fool you. Last season, he showed he still has plenty of gas in the tank, tallying 2 interceptions and 62 tackles. Over his career, Simmons has accumulated 32 interceptions, including a standout 6 just 3 seasons ago. He's a 4-time All-Pro, and his playmaking ability could be exactly what the Steelers need to stabilize their secondary and add that veteran leadership. Now the Steelers have options in free agency. Besides Simmons, they could look to other familiar faces like Marcus Williams, the former Baltimore Ravens safety, or Jordan Whitehead, who starred at Pitt and has NFL experience. Both are talented, versatile, and could step right into a starting role. But acquiring Simmons would be a real coup. He's a proven star, a playmaker who can change the course of a game with a single read or interception. And with the Steelers' recent emphasis on adding old and cheap stars, Mike Tomlin's words, they might see Simmons as a perfect fit. He's not just a good player, he's a veteran who still plays at a high level and could be a key piece to their championship puzzle. And that's what makes this offseason so fascinating. The Steelers are all in. They've made bold moves on the offensive side with the signing of quarterback Aaron Rodgers, a future Hall of Famer who's hungry for that elusive Super Bowl victory. But they're also making calculated moves on defense, knowing that to contend, they need a secondary that can lock down even the most talented receivers in the league. Adding Ramsey, a player who can shut down top receivers, is a statement of intent. And if they manage to bring in Simmons or another veteran safety, it will be a clear message. The Steelers are serious about ending that championship drought that's been dragging on since 2008. Now, let's take a moment to analyze what this could mean for the team's defensive strategy. The Steelers' defense has historically been their identity: physical, aggressive, and opportunistic. They've relied on strong line play, blitzes, and a secondary that's versatile enough to handle a variety of offenses. With players like Minkah Fitzpatrick, they've had a safety who could roam around, make plays, and sometimes even act as a quasi-linebacker in certain schemes. Now, with the potential addition of a veteran like Justin Simmons, they could bring back that kind of playmaker who reads the game exceptionally well, delivers hits, and creates turnovers. But it's not just about individual talent. It's about the scheme, the chemistry, and the leadership. Mike Tomlin has always been a coach who values experienced players who can elevate the entire defense. His track record shows that he's willing to bring in veterans, even if they are considered past their prime, as long as they can contribute immediately and mentor the younger players. That's why Simmons, with his leadership and consistency, could be a perfect fit for this team's defensive core. Of course, the Steelers' front office is also considering other options. Signing a veteran like Simmons doesn't mean they're not exploring other avenues. They could still pivot and move Ramsey into safety, especially if they want to leverage his athleticism in a different way. Or they could shift Darius Slay back to safety if needed. Juan Thornhill, who they already have on the roster, is another versatile player who can fill that role. But bringing in Simmons would be a bold statement, an upgrade that instantly raises the floor of their secondary and gives them a reliable, proven leader back there. Looking ahead, the Steelers' biggest challenge will be integrating these new pieces and ensuring they gel quickly. The NFL season is a grind, and chemistry is built over time, especially in the secondary where communication and trust are everything. But with Mike Tomlin's leadership and the talent they're targeting, there's a real sense of excitement among fans. The team is clearly aiming for more than just playoff appearances. They want to get back to the Super Bowl, to bring that trophy home again, and to restore the Steelers' dominance in the AFC North. And let's not forget the broader context of this season. The AFC North is arguably the most competitive division in football right now, with the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns all making significant moves to bolster their rosters. The Ravens, in particular, have been aggressive in free agency, and Lamar Jackson is eager to lead a team that's been close to the top for years. The Bengals are coming off a deep playoff run and have added weapons around Joe Burrow. The Browns, with their revamped roster and new coaching staff, are also a team to watch. For the Steelers, it's all about staying ahead of the curve, making smart moves, and ensuring their roster is championship-ready. So what's next? Well, the Steelers are clearly in a position where they're weighing their options and looking to make that final push. The signing of a veteran safety like Justin Simmons would not only fill a crucial need, but also send a message to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh is serious about contending, about ending that 15-year Super Bowl drought. It's all about maximizing their chances, getting those pieces in place, and playing a brand of football that's relentless and disciplined. And with the added depth at tight end and cornerback, thanks to the trades and signings, they're building a roster that can adapt and overcome whatever obstacles come their way. Now, I know many of you are probably wondering about the draft and other roster moves. The Steelers traditionally use the draft to fill specific needs and develop young talent, but this offseason, they're clearly looking to complement that with veteran presence. The draft will still be crucial, especially at linebacker and offensive line, but the foundation seems to be set for a team that's ready to make a serious run. Their coaching staff, led by Mike Tomlin, has always been adept at maximizing the talent they have, and this year looks no different. As we look at the bigger picture, it's clear that the Steelers are betting on experience, talent, and leadership to take them to the next level. They're not just trying to be competitive, they want to dominate the division, make a deep playoff run, and ultimately bring home another Lombardi trophy. That's the standard they hold themselves to, and that's why every move they make is scrutinized and celebrated by fans like you and me. So, to wrap it up, this trade, this potential signing, and all these strategic decisions point to one thing: the Steelers are all in. They're embracing the challenge, stacking their roster with proven winners, and setting the stage for a season that could be historic. Whether they land Simmons or another veteran, it's clear they're not settling for mediocrity. They're aiming for greatness, and as fans, we should be excited about what's coming next. The journey to another Super Bowl is never easy, but with the moves they're making, it's looking more promising than ever. Remember, folks, stay tuned because the Steelers' offseason is far from over. Big things are on the horizon, and I'll be here to break down every detail, every signing, and every update. Make sure to bookmark Steelers on SI for your daily dose of Pittsburgh Steelers news, interviews, and analysis. Follow me, Noah, for all the inside scoop, coming straight from the heart of Steelers country. We've got a lot to look forward to, and I can't wait to see how this season unfolds. Thanks for being here, and let's keep the passion for the black and gold alive. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news.